Dear friends, the situation in the yard has been a mess for a while. However, Sir Topham Hatt has finally found a permanent solution to the situation, a diesel box cab named Philip, who is one of the friendliest and most helpful diesels the island has ever seen. These stories tell you about how eager he was, and how he got to know the railway, even if it took some time. I am also aware that this is a story I've told before, but I admit that I didn't get all the details. However, I am pleased to present to you an updated version, and sincerely hope that this is the last time I'll tell it. The author.
My, Philip, you know these yards like the back of your mind.
Oh yes, it took some getting used to, especially when I first arrived.
Oh, speaking of which, can you please tell me about when you first arrived here?
Absolutely. Those are my last trucks for the day, so I'll gladly tell you. It all started one sunny morning.
The shunting yards were a busy place. The workload was increasing every day. The two shunters, Stafford and Rosie, had been working there for years, but were rather worn out. Sir Topham Hatt had been trialing them elsewhere on the island to see how they'd fit. But this often left a lot of the shunting unfinished. He usually had other engines like Percy and Fergus come off their usual work and help out, but he knew they couldn't stay either. So, he ordered another engine and put him on trial. He came on Boco's early morning train. "Ah, Boco, right on time," chucked Sir Topham Hatt. "I see you bought the new engine, too." "Yes, sir, all safe and sound," replied Boco. "I think you will find them an enjoyable engine."
Hello, I'm Philip,
introduced the new engine excitedly.
I'm a diesel box cab, and I'm ready to work.
"Nice to meet you, Philip. Your work will begin in the station yard. You'll be our new station pilot."
Yes, sir. On my way, sir,
said Philip, and he got to shunting away Boco's train. Within minutes, Philip got the whole train shunted away. The others were impressed. "That train was so long, he made it look so easy," remarked Boco. "How did he do that?" asked Bear. "Some engines are just naturals with trucks," said Edward. "It's a very special gift to have." Boco and Bear agreed with that. Philip soon became a welcome addition to the yard. Sir Topham Hatt also liked how quickly Philip shunted. As soon as he had finished with one train, the next would be done right after. It wasn't long before Stafford and Rosie returned from their work elsewhere to help around the yard.
"Well, what do we have here?"
Stafford began.
Oh,
replied Rosie. "Is this that new shunter we ordered?" Philip gasped.
You must be Stafford and Rosie. Hello, I'm Philip.
Ah, well, nice to meet you, Philip.
Anyway, I've got to shunt James's next goods train. Whoa.
What?
Stafford gasped in amazement, too.
It's so clean.
I don't think the yards looked this tidy in years.
Oh, well, thank you. I saw it was in a little bit of a mess, so I thought I might spruce it up a little. Do you think it's okay?
Stafford and Rosie smiled at each other.
Oh, it's amazing, Philip.
With your adjustments, we'll be running far smoother than ever before. Philip smiled grandly. Before long, the day was over. Philip had hardly required any instruction from the other shunters. and he did great work in the yard. However, Philip would see the other big engines at times. He always dreamed of meeting them and being friends, but as he would learn, his warm sentiments were not to be returned. Philip was meeting new faces in the yard every day, practically all of which warming up to him almost immediately. He wanted to familiarize himself with the engines, so whenever he saw someone new, he quickly hurried over and introduced himself. One day, Thomas was getting his coaches in the yard. "Whoa!" he cried. "What was that?" "What was what?" asked Duck, who was rolling into the yard. "Did you see something green and yellow rushing around the yard?" "Not that I remember. It was probably just a bird." Oh dear. I'm sorry. I didn't see you there." "Say, I don't believe we've met before. What's your name?"
Oh, sorry,
said the little diesel.
I don't think I've seen you around either. My name's Philip, and I'm a diesel box can. Who are you?
"I'm Thomas, and that's my friend Duck who you just bumped into," replied the little blue engine.
Well, I never knew engines could be ducks. Anyhow, I better be off now. See you later.
"He seems nice. And naive. You better hope the big engines don't send him on a fool's errand." The two engines giggled just as James came in. "Who was that?" he asked. "That was Philip. I hear he's the new shunter around here." James wasn't impressed at all. Hope he doesn't get in my way. I haven't the time for more annoying nuisances." Duck retorted, "The only nuisance I see here, James, is the one that calls that innocent little diesel annoying." "Pah!" puffed James, and he steamed away. The next morning, Philip rolled up to the platform and saw a big blue engine.
Hello, I'm Philip. I don't think I've seen you before.
"I'm Gordon, and my coaches are late. They should be at the platform by now. I'm a very important engine, and I do not have the time for dilly-dallying. Now go on then. Fetch them already," he replied, agitated.
Oh, sorry, I'll go get them.
Philip said sheepishly. Philip went to go get the coaches. As he got there, he didn't know which coaches Gordon wanted. He found some orange coaches in a siding.
Those must be them,
Philip said, and rushed to them to buffer up. "Oh!" cried one. "Whatever is happening?" said another.
It's time for the express, and we have to get to the platform, or else Gordon will still be cross.
"We're not the express coaches. Those are them over there. We are meant for the stopping services."
But is the express not a stopping service?
"Oh, horrid engine, please leave us be." Philip felt embarrassed and hurried to the correct coaches. Before long, he was returning to the platform, where Gordon was waiting. "It's about time," said Gordon, and right when the guard's whistle blew, he sped off.
What? Hey, wait!
cried Philip, who was hurrying alongside.
I want to chat with you. What's a stopping service? Oh.
But Gordon was already out of earshot. Philip sadly rolled back to the platform, where Thomas was already waiting. "What's the matter, Philip?"
I wanted to talk to Gordon. He seemed very interesting. I just wish he would give me the benefit of the doubt.
"Don't worry, Philip," soothed Thomas. "He's only taking the express. He should be back in a few hours."
Oh, boy! I gotta finish my shunting before then.
"But Philip, wait! The big engines are rather scornful and don't often accept littler engines like us. Be very careful with them. I don't want you getting hurt." But Philip wasn't listening. He had already darted off in excitement for Gordon to return. While waiting, Philip did his work, always checking the platform to see if Gordon was back. Then,
Gordon's back! Gordon's back!
and Philip scurried away to the platform.
Gordon! Gordon! How many stops did you have? Did you see Barrow?
Then there was trouble.
Look out, Philip! You're on the wrong line!
Philip's eyes widened in realization. "Wait, is that Philip? Get out of my way!"
Oh my!
Philip.
Hi, Gordon.
When Gordon had stopped at the platform, the passengers swarmed out of the coaches. They complained to Sir Topham Hatt about the sudden stop. When the passengers had gone away, he came up to the two engines. "What is the meaning of this?" he demanded. "Philip is in my way, sir."
I didn't think I was on his line. It must have been the signalman's error.
"Philip, how did you not notice that I was pulling into the platform?" "That will be all, Gordon," Sir Topham Hatt said, giving Gordon a stern look. "Philip, whether it was the signalman's fault or not, you shouldn't have been rushing in like that to the platform. You shall stay in the yards until I can trust you again."
Yes, sir,
said Philip, and he hurried back to the yard. While Philip didn't mean to cause trouble, he did still look up to the proud, bigger engines. This, of course, would only lead to more problems. In the days after his confrontation with Gordon, Philip tried to make up for his error. He kept the yard tidy as per usual, and only spoke to Gordon when he was in the yard. Gordon, in turn, decided to stay clear of the yard as much as possible, and couldn't care less for what Philip thought. Philip, meanwhile, was simply fond of Gordon because of how fast he was. Philip had always been interested in speed, as he wasn't all that fast himself, and he thought Gordon would be the perfect engine to talk to about it because he pulled the express and could fly down the main line.
I bet I could beat him in a race,
he told the trucks. The trucks, who were also tired of the chatty engine, couldn't care less either. One day, Gordon was resting in his siding when Philip came up.
Hello, Gordon.
Oh, it's only you, Gordon groaned. I was hoping you'd be in the works today.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you,
said Philip, most apologetic.
Also, they delayed my monthly checkup due to how recently I was in the works from a little accident. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing.
Alright, anywho, I'd like to talk about speed. Now, I have a few questions prepared. I'll tell you the list, and you can tell me which one of them you'd like to answer.
Philip, Gordon interrupted, I'm trying to get some rest before my next express. It's a lot of work, you know. You're really not helping.
I could probably pull it for you. I'm sure it'd be faster.
Huh, preposterous. I bet I could beat you.
How about a race then?
As if I, a proud express engine, would ever. But Philip didn't let Gordon finish his sentence. He thought Gordon was up for the challenge.
Alright, ready, steady.
My goodness, Philip, go away, will you?
Whee! Bye, Gordon.
Gordon watched Philip race out of the yard. Wait! Philip! Stop! But Philip was already too far to hear. Philip raced as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all. His driver tried to stop him, but nothing was going to stop the little box cab. Suddenly, he thought he saw Gordon catching up, but it was only Edward. Hello, Philip. What are you doing out here? He asked. Weren't you confined to the yard?
Me and Gordon are racing,
replied Philip.
Have you seen him?
I haven't.
Great! I'm winning,
he panted. Philip hurried towards the junction at full speed. As he kept hurrying down the line, he caught up with Boko. Ah, hello, Philip. What are you doing all the way out here?
I'm racing Gordon.
How fun. I hope you win.
Thank you.
Then there was trouble. Stop, Philip!
Oh no! Bother. Gordon is sure to catch up now.
He isn't going to catch up because he isn't racing, said his driver, angrily stepping out of Philip's cab. You've got all this way and for nothing. You're in deep trouble with Sir Topham Hatt. He had one rule for you, Philip, and now you've broken his trust. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Oh dear! I was so caught up in Gordon's silly race that I completely forgot. Come on, driver. Let's get back quickly.
As he headed for home, Philip watched as Gordon puffed by. But he didn't seem to fly along the line. He seemed more sluggish and tired. Philip felt bad.
Oh dear. I shouldn't have tried to race him. Maybe I could help him up the hill.
No, Philip. We need to get back to the yard.
But I want to help him. It's my fault he's in that state.
We don't have time, Philip. Don't you remember what I said? Philip became quiet for the first time all day. The signal soon dropped, and Philip rolled away. When Philip arrived back, he was most surprised. The stations and sidings were in complete disarray.
Where were Stafford and Rosie?
They were away for the day, Philip. Did you remember that before you had run off? Philip suddenly remembered that the yardmaster told him about this.
Oh dear, I feel very silly.
You should. When I say stay in the yard, I mean it. Your work in the yard will resume now, by you clearing the whole station until it is tidy.
Yes, sir,
Sighed Philip. He's still got a lot to learn, doesn't he? It took some time, but Sir Topham Hatt soon trusted Philip and eventually gained some level of trust once more. Through this trust, he was able to let him out for smaller excursions along the branch lines. He was a cheerful sight to everyone he met. Most of the big engines liked him, except for Gordon. But there was someone else that Philip also hadn't gotten on his good side, and that was James. He still thought Philip was a nuisance. One day, James came into the yard with his coaches. Then Philip rushed over to him.
James, look how many trucks I can shunt, he said,
wanting someone to give him attention. Oh, Philip, you're not as strong as me. I bet I can pull more trucks than you.
But I'm still a stronger engine.
Oh, please. I bet I could pull 2 goods trains together and not struggle.
I'd like to see you try,
said Philip cheekily. You know what? Let's make this a real challenge. Whoever can deliver a long goods train and then come back the fastest wins.
All right, I'll go make some arrangements.
James was sure he'd win. He huffed away to go and arrange a train himself. James popped into the harbor to find some trucks. He looked for the biggest ones he could find. Soon, he had many long vans and flatbeds that were scheduled to be taken out, as well as some trucks at the back. That's sure to beat Philip. Duck came up, surprised at the long train. James, what are you doing? Proving a point? How? Philip said I couldn't pull such a heavy train, but this should prove him wrong. James, that's much too heavy for you. That's a train Henry should be pulling. Besides, I'm sure Philip was just teasing. Oh, Duck, you don't know how strong I really am. If you say so. And Duck left, grinning to himself. Soon the guard's whistle blew, and James began to pull. His wheels slipped, and he strained and wheezed. He was able to make it, just barely. Thomas arrived at the station with his coaches later on. Edward was also there. Edward, have you seen James? Indeed I did. I saw him struggling through the station with a long line of trucks. I asked him if he needed any help, but he told me he could do it. Oh dear, something is definitely up. Duck told me about... Before Thomas could finish, they heard Philip's horn.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Edward. Look at all these trucks.
But they're empties, observed Thomas.
I know, but still more than James.
And Philip continued on his way. Oh, young engines. They've got so much enthusiasm in them.
You know, Philip reminds me of a certain blue tank engine in his younger days.
Thomas blushed. Then he had an idea. Hey, Philip! Philip, wait up!
Oh! What is it?
Back when I was young, I used to know all the shortcuts of this railway. You want to beat James? Well, there's an old quarry line that goes around Gordon's Hill and under a bridge nearby. Surely James will have trouble with all those trucks on the hill. So if you want a surefire way to beat him, then use that line.
Of course! Thank you, Thomas. I better be off now. Thank you again.
And Philip merely scampered off.
I knew you still had it in you,
smiled Edward. I'm not sure cheekiness ever leaves you, replied Thomas cheerfully. Meanwhile, James had made it to Gordon's Hill. He felt the drag of the trucks here. It was getting harder by the puff. The trucks weren't helping either. Come on, come on! I must do it, I must! Just when he thought he was coming to a stop, he reached the top of the hill. Hooray! It's easy now! But the weight of the trucks was too much, and they pushed him down the hill. Oh no! He raced to the station at the bottom of the hill. Help! Oh, help! 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 Run away! Help! But then there was more trouble. Oh, I must stop! When James opened his eyes, he gasped. He was teetering off the edge of the bridge. "Help! Help! Someone help!" he called. "Don't worry, James. I'll get us some help," called his driver, and quickly hurried to find the nearest workman's cottage. James continued to cry for help. He dare not move so as not to fall below. "Help? Someone? Anyone?" But no one came. Philip, meanwhile, was taking Thomas's shortcut.
I can't wait to see James's face,
he said cheekily. "Thank goodness! Help at last!" Philip rolled under the bridge, only to find...
James! Whatever happened?
"Philip, don't get any closer! I need you to rush to the next station before..." Suddenly, James felt himself moving. "Philip, move! Now!" cried James frantically.
Oh no!
When Philip opened his eyes, he found James perched up on his cab. "Phew! Philip, are you all right?"
I think so.
"How were you able to hold me? You're only a little engine."
I told you, I'm a very strong engine.
James was speechless. "Well, thank you."
Well, there's nothing I can do now, is there?
"Indeed," laughed James. Soon enough, Duck arrived with a breakdown train to help get James off of Philip. "Well, well, what do we have here? You're lucky you're in one piece, James, and you have Philip to thank for that." "I know. Thank you, Philip. I'm sorry I doubted you."
That's all right.
Soon enough, engines came to help with taking things away. Don and Douglas came to take James's goods train, and Thomas came for Philip's empty trucks. Edward also arrived to take Philip and James to the works. Sir Topham Hatt was on board. "James," he said sternly, "you have been a very naughty engine. Not only did you put yourself and Philip in danger, but to think that you could pull all those trucks is ridiculous. What do you have to say for yourself?" "Nothing, sir. I feel very silly." "I should hope so. You will go to the works, and then you will be placed on goods trains until you can prove to me that you can handle trucks." "Aw, goods trains?" Sir Topham Hatt furrowed his brow. "I mean, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir." "That's what I thought." Sir Topham Hatt turned his gaze to Philip. Philip suddenly felt nervous. He knew he shouldn't have had the competition with James. But Sir Topham Hatt's message was brief. "The damage is minimal, so you will go to the works and quickly receive the repairs you need," he explained. "I would like to see you at the sheds this evening."
Yes, sir.
He gulped. As Sir Topham Hatt had said, the damage was minimal, so Philip was discharged from the works later that day. When he arrived, he had a big surprise. All the engines were cheering for him. Philip felt flattered, but the engines all quieted down when Sir Topham Hatt motioned for silence.
Oh dear, what will he say?
Philip thought to himself. "While I am upset about the competition today, your efforts to help save James today have not gone unnoticed. I am also very appreciative of your work in the yards. With all this in mind, I have made a decision to let you stay on my railway. Would you like that?" Philip hooted with joy.
I would love it, sir. Thank you, sir.
And all the engines cheered again. Philip went to rest in the siding next to Thomas. "I take it my shortcut went well."
Oh yes, thank you, Thomas.
"Hey, I would have been strong enough to save James. That was all you, Philip." The little diesel beamed from buffer to buffer. "You know, Philip,
What?
I think Gordon wants to talk to you." Philip scurried over to the sheds as fast as his little wheels could carry him. He backed in next to Gordon, who was smiling. "You know, Philip, you really aren't so bad after all. You made a very good effort today to rescue James, and that is worthy of being called an enterprising engine. Welcome to Sodal, Philip. I think you're worthy of a fresh start."
Thank you, Gordon. I like that very much. Now, how about a conversation about speed?
"Absolutely. Now that list you had for me." And for the rest of the night, Gordon and Philip talked about adventures with the Express and speed and strength. Now, Philip works from the shunting yards and is a great friend to everyone. Sometimes, he takes small excursions so he can get out of the yard and explore the world. He is very proud, especially because he is an engine on Sir Topham Hatt's railway.
And that's the story.
Wow, that was a great tale.
I'm very glad to call this island home, and that we can be really useful.
Oh yes, it truly is great to be an engine. Sir Topham Hatt was sitting in his office, contemplating. How should I do this? The station master came in. You wanted to talk to me, sir? Yes, it's about this thing I've been working on. Ah, yes, I remember you mentioned it. Yes, I believe now is a perfect time to do it. How so? Well, you see... Excuse me for 1 second. Hello? Ah, hello, Mr. Boxford. It's good to hear from you. I assume this is about Spencer using my rails? Is that so? Well, it's just perfect timing then. You see, I've been planning something, and I think with that in mind, it would make the occasion that more special. Yes, we can discuss the details later. I'm in a meeting currently. No, it's perfectly fine. I'll ring you later. Goodbye. What was that all about? The anniversary of Spencer's speed record is coming up. Ah, I see how that could work. Right? So, my plan. This will be important, not just for the engines, but for my railway, and perhaps even for Soto itself. And you mustn't tell anyone about this. It's my secret project. Indeed, your plans seem too grandiose for everyone to know now. Quite. Now, let me give you the full details, and you can help me with how the big station can look for the occasion. Sounds good to me. Right. Well, they go as follows.